everybody, it is Wednesday the 4th of June, it's the day before the launch of the Switch 2. Some people out there, they already got it, if you live in New Zealand or somewhere on that side of the world, or if you've gone to, I don't know, other midnight launches, or if you just got it delivered early, you already have it. I mean, by this point, by the time you listen to it, everybody has it, right? Unless you're unfortunate in that you didn't secure a pre-order, which most people in the UK seem to have done, which is good. And I did. I got mine from Nintendo. I was getting a bit worried because I was looking at my email and I was like, there has been no confirmation that it's being sent out. But I clicked through on the email and it said that it had been put to like a Royal Mail parcel centre nearby. So it's been there since like the end of May, like May 28th they said. So it's actually been sitting there safe and secure for a while. So yeah. Likelihood is it will be delivered to me tomorrow. Don't know what time though. They haven't really given me a time estimate. I'm gonna have to check. I don't want to wake up super early, so hopefully they're not doing like a 7 a.m. knock on my door, because I'll be fucking asleep, let me tell you. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I don't know. Just thought I'd do a quick little check-in as I'm walking to go buy some stuff after work, to see how I'm feeling. And I'm feeling alright. I mean, not crazy hyped or excited. I'm interested, I'm curious. Don't know how much it's gonna weigh, you know? How's it gonna feel in my hands? Is it got like a weird plasticky feel to it still? Or is it, you know, a bit more premium even than the original? We'll find out soon, I'm sure. But yeah, I just thought I'd have a quick check-in before it all hits. And I guess I'll catch you when I have it. Okay, I'm far too busy working right now, but the doorbell rang and I get downstairs and there it was, the box. So I've not opened it yet. I will open it in a bit, but I'm busy. Summer Game Fest, baby. We got shit to announce. So yeah, I'm doing that at the moment. I'm making a bunch of GIFs and a bunch of banners and a bunch of other shit. So yeah, I'll be back at you when I have some space to actually open the box in a bit. All right, you sickos. It's lunchtime, it's 1 o'clock. Got scissors, I got my box. I'm pretty sure this is Switch 2. I mean, haven't ordered anything else to come today, so probably better be. Apologies if the audio's a little funky because I'm putting it on top of my speaker. Just watched Jeff Gerstmann eat a Switch cartridge. So, starting off the day well, really. Because, I mean, what else are you going to watch on the day the Switch comes out? You need real games journalism, and Jeff provides real game journalism. So, alright, let's. I guess I'm just going to chop into this. This is a weird box. It doesn't feel like there's a good way to open it. Like I'm basically chopping the side of it. It has like these little ridges, I guess, that that look like they could potentially be opened without anything, but much easier for me to... Oh god, I'm just pressing my keyboard. Oh, whoa, look at this. Okay, this is a surprise. So the Nintendo Store, wow. Nintendo Store has like a whole box opening. It's like you open it and Mario greets you. It's like it's like one of those folding cards, you know, where you unfold it and like origami stuff pops up. I open it and Mario is there and his hat is greeting me. That is amazing. Oh my god, I have to take a photo of that. Okay, here it is. Nintendo Switch 2, baby. See, I wasn't excited. Now I am. Now I see it. Now I'm like, oh, I'm gonna open this shit. Oh, okay, so we got it. It's got Mario Kart World. And the Pro Controller, baby. Yes. So I got a Pro Controller. I know that you can use the old one. Bally's not got a Pro Controller, but my Pro Controller is a little funky. The R button on it is a little bit messed up. So, yeah, I kind of needed a new one, so I thought I might as well just get it at launch. And it would be nice to have, like, I don't know, a Xenoblade Special Edition or whatever, but I'm sure it will fuck itself up at some point. I'll have to buy another one, so... Alright, here we go. Now, which way do I open this from? Okay, so it looks like it has, like, a sealed... Because I've seen some people open them, and you're supposed to open them from a certain direction. Where's my scissors? Oh, here they are. Great, okay. So I'm going to take off the slight little plastic here. So we've got two little slits at the top we can do. I've never done an audio unboxing before. I feel like I'm a pioneer in the space, you know? Most people are like, I'm on YouTube, I do unboxings. But I thought, why not take a YouTube idea and put it on a podcast instead, because that's innovation, people. That's innovation. Oh, so it's got a double box. Okay, so there's a sleeve, an outer sleeve, that is Mario Kart World themed. And then when I open it, it's just the Switch 2. That's interesting. Okay. So this is how their packaging works. Basically, if you get the Mario Kart World bundle, they just have a sleeve that has Mario Kart on it. And then you take the sleeve off and you're left with the regular Switch box that everybody has. All right, here we go. Open the tab. I was playing Switch last night just so I could be like, have a direct point of comparison when I play this today. Because it's been a while actually since I played a lot of Switch. Okay, ooh, we're taking it down. It feels like, okay, I put it the wrong way around. I've definitely put it the wrong way around. Let's flip it. Let's flip it. There we go. Okay, now let's lift from this direction. Ooh, there it is. Now that, my friends, is quite long. I remember the first time I opened the Switch, and it was kind of crazy, because I was like, this is sleek as hell. And this is, but also, wow, this is large. This is like extremely long. Oh, and it's clean. It is shiny. Very shiny. Got a little bit of dust on it. God's sake. Immediately after fucking the perfect screen. So there's the screen. We got the Joy-Cons in here as well. Blue and red. Okay, so it looks like, okay, the top is, oh yeah, we have the USB on the top. And then we've got the USB on the bottom. The kickstand. Actually, I'll get the kickstand out now. Kickstand feels not flimsy, but maybe not as strong as the OLED. Although, standing fine. Standing perfectly fine. Okay, so let's get the Joy-Cons out and onto the side. And, ooh! Ooh, did you hear that? Did you hear that? Ooh, wow, okay. You can feel the magnetism as you bring it towards it. Now, is there give? There's a little bit of wobbliness, slight wobbliness, but like in terms of attachment and trying to pull it off, I mean, it's solid. It's stuck on there. It's not moving. That's great. All right, let's take the second Joy-Con, the red Joy-Con, attach it to the system and get the. Ooh, there we go. Matt, this feels premium. Extremely premium. It is, it's nice. Much bigger. Ooh, analog sticks feel nice. Still have the nice kind of throw to them. Buttons feel a little flatter. But generally we're in the same ballpark, I would say. And definitely heavy. The weight is here. I'm going to compare it real quick to the original Switch. Wow. It is significantly bigger than the original Switch. Like, yeah, quite a bit. So that's interesting. So, wow. I guess I'll stick it on its stand for now. Let's stand there for a second. And let's open the rest of this. Quickly get through. Oh, I've got, looks like there's Mario Kart something in here. Ah, it's a code. Okay, so I've got the code in the box for Mario Kart, which I can activate. And then we've got our cables. A lot of cables going on here. So, HDMI, love it. We've got our two straps, Joy-Con straps, mouse. Oh, we've got to try the mouse. Let's try the mouse. That is an important function. Information, blah, blah, blah. Here we go. So we've got the Joy-Con grip. I think this Joy-Con grip charges, I want to say. Maybe it doesn't. But the interesting thing about this is the grip is more flat because the Joy-Cons have to slide across and slap in as opposed to sliding on from up and down. So slightly different approach there. Charging cable, all good. USB-C, nice. And then the dock. Now this is going to be interesting. This dock is a bit beefier, supposedly. Ooh, it definitely is. Not that much heavier, I'll say, but like, it's it definitely looks nice. Wider, you can see the fan stuff. Actually, if I take this off the back, there we go. Yeah, you can see it's a little bit thicker on the back there to account for the additional fan. We're never going to get 4K without a fan, are we? So that's what we got to do, get that 4K juice. All right, well, that's it. That's the unboxing of Switch 2. I have no idea if this was interesting or not because it's an audio unboxing. So, but anyway, I have it. So I'm just going to start setting it up and I'll check in later. All right, while I'm doing system transfer, I'm opening up the old Pro Controller. Let's see what we got in here. So yeah, like I said, my previous Pro Controller a little bit busted. Oh, Jesus. tight in here. They had put a tight squeeze on this packaging. I will say it's quite small packaging, relatively speaking, considering the size increase on the Switch itself. Oh, right, okay, I was going to say HDMI. No, this is a USB-C charger for the controller. Let's take it out, and I have the old one to compare. But let's see how this feels. Ooh, damn. Ooh, that's nice. Ooh, this is smooth. It's like it's a very silky kind of smoothness. Like it's almost like it could slip out my hands. That's how smooth it is. Very tight, very compact. Feels smaller than the older one. Let me so I have my Xenoblade Special Edition Pro Controller. It does look smaller as well. Side by side, it looks like a more compact package. And holding it out, this old one does feel just a little bit lighter, a little bit less premium. This has actually no, it doesn't. This one is lighter. This one is lighter, but it feels more premium, which is weird. I guess it's just that kind of like that really smooth silken finish to it. Super nice. The GLGR buttons are in a super nice place as well. Very easily clickable by my middle finger. It's just exactly where you're kind of placing your hands. That's very cool. Yeah, I'm excited to give this a test run. Some Mario Kart. Also, I forgot there's fucking GameCube games out today. I played Soul Calibur. Oh my god, exciting times. Okay, so system transfer is done. I decided to start browsing the eShop. Holy shit, it is so much faster. It is insane. It actually functions. It actually, like, you can move and you can be like, oh yeah, I'm going to go to my wish list. Oh, what should I see? Oh, what's on there? Oh yeah, I'll just scroll down. Also, they now have a new tab for stuff that's on sale. So you can click it and be like, give me everything that's on sale. And you can organize it by different things, by like price, low to high and shit like that. Oh my god. It's like they actually took some feedback into account. Insane. Like, this is so much better. It's going to change everything. It's going to change the world. It's brilliant. I love it.
Bally here. It's the 5th of June at 4:45. And that means it's Switch 2 launch day. My Switch 2 has arrived. I have the box in front of me here. And I'm going to do an audio unboxing. That popular format, you know, we just open something but only by audio. So yeah, we're going to give that a go. I've got the box here. Interestingly, like Mario Kart World is featured on the front. I noticed on MBZ's image that he posted, Mario Kart World wasn't focused on the front. So I don't know if Nintendo have sent him a slightly different version, but he has Mario Kart included on the inside. I don't know. I'm sure he can clarify. But I've taken it. So I ordered from Argos. It came in a brown box. I've taken it out of the brown box, and it's now the Switch 2 itself box. I saw stories online. There was someone, was it GameStops or someone in the US, and they had stapled like receipts onto pre-orders, and the staple had like gone through and damaged the screen of the Switch 2 itself, which is just a travesty, which was very stupid. Equally, I'm a bit surprised that the screen itself is so close to the surface. I will say the size of this box is very small. Like I'd describe it as like a square-shaped shoebox is how I would describe it. For maybe like a size, I don't know, 7 shoe or something. Like it's a lot smaller than I thought it might be. Anyway, let's get into this box. The sort of circular bit of plastic you need to cut through has already been cut through on this box, so I'm slightly nervous, although the other box was not previously cut through. So yeah, here we go. So I'm taking a box out of the box, and the box on the inside basically has the exact same artwork as the one on the outside. Oh, that explains my question. So now the Mario Kart artwork is no longer on the box. It's just an image of the Switch 2, and it's got like this. How do I work this? It's like this folding thing. God, this is hard with a mic in the way. My God, whose idea was this? Right, and then so you pull the middle part out, and then yeah, this is very similar to the Xbox Series X opening. It's got like this lift up thing, and I feel like iPhones do this now as well. It's like this lift up panel in the middle. Oh, there we go. Damn, that yeah, that Switch 2 is very the unit itself is so close to the screen. To the surface of the box that I can totally see why it's got damaged itself. yeah, that. Oh, right, I'm holding the Switch 2 unit itself. I'm going to put that to the side. Let's have a look at these Joy-Cons that are to the right. So you immediately go in, you've got Switch on the left, 2 Joy-Cons on the right. Yeah, they're looking bigger. And okay, right, let's take one out. Yeah, very nice. Yeah, that feels good. That's the left-handed one. Let's have a look at the right-handed one, the sort of peachy, reddish pink one. Yeah, these feel good. Like I think the build quality is basically identical to the Switch 1 on these so far. That's what they feel like to me. I definitely prefer the size, and like giving one of these to Bally Genius to hold on its side as he gets bigger to play like a bit of Mario Kart or something will work a lot better than the original Switch. Okay, that's good. So 2 Joy-Con. Let's see what else is in the box, and then we can look at the Switch 2 itself. What's this? There's instructions hiding under this panel. Okay, yep, right, okay. Aha. I think that is a code for Mario Kart. I'm assuming, does that mean it's digital? I guess that makes sense. So yeah. Got important information. Here we go. Yeah, that's a bit of paper. That is a HDMI cable. That are some interesting, like, what do you call it? The things that go on the Joy-Cons to give them a wrist strap. I've forgotten what they're called. They look a lot more slender and less necessary than the... Oh, no, they are necessary because they kind of help turn it into a mouse, I want to say. Maybe you don't need them. I don't know. Need to experiment with that. Right, so that's a bit of cardboard there. Throw that on the floor. What's this cable? All right, this is a USB-C cable. Wait, how does that work? Okay, so it's USB-C to USB-C. Does that mean it plugs in? Yeah, this is the modern way, I guess. This wasn't the case with Switch 1. I guess that makes it easier when they want to sell different versions in the world, is you plug the USB-C into the power unit, and then the power unit goes into the wall, as it were. I'm sure that also helps with transforming voltage. The UK has a very high voltage, I'll have you know. The highest in the world, I believe. Higher than the US, at least. So, right. If we take that out and plug that in there. Does this sound like a good audio podcast? I'm struggling here. I hope I'm describing it well. I'm plugging in the USB-C into the charger. So yeah, it's much smaller, leaner. Like if I'm traveling with this thing, this charger's very small and sleek, and honestly looks a lot more like an Apple product, but with like a black matte finish, which I'm quite impressed by. Right, should we open the dock or the Switch 2 itself? Let's open the Switch 2 itself. Come on, let's do that first. Right, here we go. Oh my goodness, yeah, that looks and feels a lot like a Switch 1. I've seen a warning online saying like, don't pull off the plastic cover screen, and I think it doesn't even come with any. There's not like. Sometimes you might get like a shiny new, I don't know, TV remote or shiny new screen, and there's like a thing that you pull off the screen. I'm pretty sure there isn't one at all here. And then I don't want to go fiddling around for it because that's the warning. Like, don't pull the other one off. So maybe they could have put something on there. This kickstand, it's very long. Like, it's very sturdy, but my concern would be how long it is and that it would break in the middle if you were just messing about with it too much. Now, I've not fully thought about how much Bally Jr. is going to interact with this thing. Is he going to get his own one day? Is he going to get my current Switch 1? Is he going to be using mine some of the time? He's too young to kind of make that decision, but I'll probably have to make that decision quite quickly when it comes. And I don't think I'm ready for that decision. Okay, this is interesting. So yeah, the microSD is along the bottom, and it says on the side microSD Express. So yeah, there's no getting away from that. You need in the microSD Express, nothing else. There's currently nothing in there. Okay, that makes sense. I think, did the Switch 1 come with its own microSD that was very small, or was it all internal storage? I want to say maybe it was all internal storage. I'm assuming this thing is only internal storage until you get the microSD, for example. Like this, not come with a like a Nintendo one comes with or anything. Hey, you got the headphone jack in the top, and then famously you've got the USB-C port on the top and the bottom. Interesting. I guess that's also what the microphone has been confirmed to plug into. So, not microphone, camera. I'm kind of intrigued by that camera. I've seen a lot of shenanigans online about with Mario Kart and stuff. Oh God. Okay, right. So I'm just flipping up the game card slot, and it's like a full thing attached with rubber that feels a lot more sturdy than maybe the Switch 1, even though like this game cart's like the same size. See, I was hoping there'd be a Mario Kart game cart that I could like lick live on microphone, but I guess I'm not getting a game cart because it's a digital copy, which is fine by me. Mario Kart is quite a good game to have digitally all the time on your Switch 2. Yeah, this screen is big, right? I should really plug in these Joy-Cons. So can you plug the Joy-Cons in? Okay, yep, I can already feel the electromagnet pulling. My God, that is strong, right? Let's try the right one now. Yep. Damn, I can feel that pulling hard. Feels exactly how I predicted it would feel. Okay, let's try that. Let's look like a feel for the wobble. So like when I say wobble, I'm talking about how much does the Joy-Con wobble while it's attached. And you know what? It does wobble a bit, I would say. Much less than the Switch 1. There's no denying that. It still feels way more sturdy than Switch 1. I still think the build quality is about in line with the Switch 1. Very cool. Right, how do I detach? Oh, that's the button to detach. So, okay, yeah. So electromagnetic magnets seem to work when the system's off, and then it just snaps back on. That feels very good. I'll definitely give that to them. I'll be honest, I'm a complete sucker for the ergonomics of the Steam Deck. I love the way that feels. I totally agree it's far too heavy and I need to like hold it with a cushion on my lap. But honestly, weight-wise, this Switch 2 is like in line with that, I would say. Like I think for maximum comfort, if I'm playing handheld, I will play with a cushion on my lap, judging by the weight of this thing. And yeah, I got big hands. I way prefer, gripping something rounded and ergonomic. I don't love the flat back. I know the flat back is perfect for portability, storage cases, all these things, but like for ergonomics of how it feels when you're playing long sessions of a game, I prefer the Steam Deck. I can't help it. Do I have to trade in my Nintendo membership card for saying that? But like, yeah, it looks sleek. I totally give them that. It looks great, but I just cannot handle it in the same way. It's not quite as comfortable. Buttons look good. Like, there's a lot more matte finish to this than the Switch one, which I'm appreciating. I was a big fan of matte finish consoles. I love the highlights of like the blue and the pink peachiness of the Joy-Cons. The kickstand is good. If a little flimsy in the middle, I'm worried about, like I said. Yeah, this is feeling good. Right, I need to look at what else is in this box. Let's have a look. So I've got the charger, I've got the Switch 2, I've got the Joy-Cons. I just put my grubby fingers all over that screen because I'm an idiot. What is this? Oh, this is a Joy-Con grip. Okay, well, interesting. Yeah, of course it is bigger than the original Joy-Con grip. Let's try flipping a couple of Joy-Cons into there. How easy is this? Right, pull that. Oh, that feels good. Damn, that feels good. God, it's like, oh God, and they've got magnets on the Joy-Con grip itself. That's very cool. Right, let's try this. Oh, goddamn. I guess Joy-Con grip is good. I've not bought the Pro Controller yet because I heard that the original Pro Controller works. So my plan was to use my original Pro. Now I've actually on my second Pro Controller for the Switch one. I was hoping to use that for a while, although I've heard that it doesn't work with games like Welcome Tour, and supposedly you can't turn the system on using an old Pro Controller. So there's a couple of annoying things in there because it's Nintendo, of course. So yeah, I'm thinking maybe I will get a Pro Controller. I don't know when. I don't know if I'll wait for like a fun version of one that I can jump on. Yeah, this Joy-Con grip is nice. Like the first Joy-Con grip felt very small. This still feels small, but it doesn't feel very small. Like can I just play with this until I get a Pro Controller for the Switch 2, or would I rather use my existing Pro Controller? I think I'd rather use my existing Pro Controller, and I think it's a nice thing ergonomically to just permanently leave the Joy-Con attached to the Switch itself, because then you're docking it, you pick up your Pro Controller, and there's no snapping on and off like mad. So yeah, that's a nice Joy-Con grip though. I could potentially get behind that for a while. And then final piece de resistance, the dock. Yeah, that thing's a bit beefy, isn't it? That thing is a bit beefy. That is a bit bigger. Of course, it's got like a fan in it and stuff, doesn't it? Right, okay, how do I flip this thing? Oh, God, right, how do I flip this thing open? Damn, how did I do this? Where's the button? Oh, you just, yep. Oh, yep. It just comes right off. Okay, fair enough. So the first switch has like a panel on a hinge and it swings back and forth. Maybe this is a hinge and I've ripped it off. I don't know. Don't think so. So on the back, you got your AC adapter, the USB-C, you got the HDMI out, LAN. I think the first one also had LAN, not that I used that. Maybe it didn't. I can't remember. Yeah, let's try sliding it into the dock then. First of all, let's put the back. So I've taken the back off the dock. It clips on. I'm not sure how good that feels getting it on and off. All right. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Don't love that. I'd rather it was a flappy paddle that just went over the ports. It's like you take the entire curved back off the thing just to put in 2 ports. Seems a bit over the top, a bit Nintendo, one might say. Right, let's go this box. Don't lose the Mario Kart code. That bit is important. Right, let's put the box on the floor. Kaplonk. There's my dock. Let's take the Joy-Cons off the grip. Right, oh, damn. Right, yeah, very nice. Okay. Oh, wait, you'll hear this click on the mic. You got this ready? Listen. Didn't that sound beautiful? Shall we go again? Here we go. Ready? So for those who don't know, MZ and I, we do claps at the start of like a show to align audio spikes. Does that make any sense? Basically, when you clap, it creates an audio spike. When MZ or I are editing the show, you align audio spikes so that our audio is in sync. But I think we need to retire the clap and we need to bring in a bit of this. I mean, that sounds pretty good. This could be like a Switch 2 advert. Okay, right. So I was putting the Joy-Cons back on here. There we go. Snap and snap. And then I was going to slide that on there. Yeah. I feel like more Switch 2 pokes out of the dock than the Switch 1 poked out of the Switch 1 dock. Don't know if others agree. So I got my dock, got my Joy-Con grip, got my charger. I've not turned the thing on yet. We'll save that for another time. My plan now, I think, is I'm going to do a system transfer. I'm going to download Mario Kart 8. I'm going to... Caroline's speaking to her mum at the moment with the boys, so I've not actually got time to play right now. So we're going to wait till the boys are asleep. Hopefully the system transfer will be done by then. Mario Kart will be downloaded. And I'll jump into some Mario Kart World. I was going to say Mario Kart World Tour. It says Mario Kart... It's Mario Kart World. Yeah, Mario Kart World. I think Mario Kart Tour was the name of the mobile one. Anyway, I'm getting confused. Mario Kart World. Got that code. Going to download it. Going to have a good time. And yeah, I'll check in sometime soon. Bye.
Alright, so played for like a few hours now. A couple hours maybe. Played some Mario Kart. Played some Welcome Tour. Actually, first thing I booted up was Soul Calibur on the GameCube, just because, just got to test that out, see how it is. It's great. Looking sharp. So, Mario Kart, it's kind of disappointing, I think, in a few ways. Open world stuff seems not that interesting. I mean, you can go around and press buttons and stuff, and it seems like there's areas where you can get costumes for people, and and you can press buttons in every circuit, and then that will do something, I guess. And then there's the little mini challenges, which they do track on the map, but there's no real progress for it. And I was like, okay, it's fine, I'll do Grand Prix. And I was like, okay, yeah, Grand Prix is fine, I guess. I don't really like these long courses, but I'll go online, I'll play online. And if I play online, right, we'll do 3 laps of the course. No, you don't. When you just do regular races, it defaults to the Grand Prix mode online. So you do, even if you choose a course, choosing that course means driving to the course and then doing 1 lap of it. Like, why? What? Why? Why did they do that? It sucked. Like, I don't really want to play online now. I guess the only way to do 3 laps of a course is to do it with friends, and you set it up custom. But like, how often am I doing that? And you have to have a big group to do it. So that's probably the biggest disappointment, because I was like, oh, at least I can go online, like learn these tracks, and do all that stuff. And no, that's not the case. I tried to invade Bali. I was like, oh, right, he's playing Mario Kart. I'm going to jump into game chat and jump scare him. but he has to turn on game chat first. And this motherfucker, classic Bally, doesn't look at any menus. Doesn't allergic to menus. Has not set it up yet. So I messaged him and I was like, "Set it up, you motherfucker, so I can jump scare you in your race." So yeah, I'm kind of bummed out by Mario Kart. I don't really want to play it now. I guess I will. I will do something, but yeah. Generally speaking, we'll see how it goes. I'll play some more, obviously. Played Welcome Tour. Welcome Tour's fun. It's cool. Yeah, run around the Joy-Con and the Switch screen, and you're doing little mini games. I spent a long time on the mini game where you have to like avoid the spike balls to get the high score. The one where you have to pinpoint the rumble accuracy is fucking insane. Like the first level, super easy because you're just going left to right, and you have to like pinpoint where is the most rumble. Then it's like, okay, do X and Y axis. And I was like, oh god. And to get the third medal, you have to pinpoint it to like within 3, which is insane. Fucking crazy difficult. Anyway, that's a medal that's going to be hard to get. But I'm enjoying the little walk around. It tells you stuff about the Switch. Like, just learned about the speakers, how the speakers are pointed downward diagonally. But because of some engineering work they did, it sounds like the noise is coming directly towards you out the Switch speakers. Fun stuff like that. There's like little cushions that hold the box that the speakers are in, so that when they vibrate, they don't kind of mess with the rest of the system. Really cool. I like this as an approach. I think obviously I was mad I had to pay for it. I still think it's a stupid fucking idea that you have to pay for this thing. It should be free. It's called Welcome Tour, for fuck's sake. But it's $7.99, so it's not like it's a fucking disaster price. And yeah, I like it quite a lot. It's definitely better than Mario Kart so far, so it's my opinion. I tried to boot up Tears of the Kingdom, and I was like, this looks bad. Why does it look bad? And I realized I have to download the pack. So that's what's happening right now. I'm downloading the little pack. So I've tried the mouse quite a bit, actually. I use the mouse to navigate the menus. It feels really smooth. I put the mouse feet on. Annoying thing is the mouse feet is connected to the fucking wrist strap that's like, God, it's been like, what, how many years since the Wii? Like, almost 20 years since the Wii fucking came out? And here we are, still using goddamn fucking wrist straps. And there's no way of just taking the wrist strap off of the mouse feet. If I just wanted the mouse feet without this fucking wrist strap, I can't do it. I guess I have to chop it off if I wanted to, but I'm not going to do that. So anyway, that's annoying, because I just wanted to, just have the mouse feet on there without the fucking wrist strap getting in my way. But it works well. Works very smoothly. I tried it on my leg. That works pretty nicely. And it's on my mouse mat as well. It works pretty well. So that's good. I think it's a cool input device. It does feel a little odd, a little weird, hard to get used to. And I'm not really sure like where exactly I should place my hand on it and how it should rest naturally on it. 'Cause it doesn't really feel like it's that natural, but it works at the moment, and it's doing the job, so that's good. Oh, there we go. Zelda's downloaded. Oh, now it changed to Switch 2 edition on the menu. That's nice. Cool. So I'm going to boot that up. I'm going to give that a go, and yeah, we'll check in a bit. All right. It's Friday, 6th of June. Have not played any Switch 2 today. I was... usually, like, when I get a new console like this, I'm, like, so excited that I, like, take it into the bathroom and play it in the morning, while I'm on my 40-minute taking a toilet break. But I did it today. I guess I'm just, like, too busy. I've got a lot of stuff to do. We are, I guess by the time this goes out, I can say we're announcing Mortal Shell 2 at the Summer Game Fest, Jeffrey Keighley Summer Game Fest. So right now I'm doing a bunch of uploading back-end stuff, trailers and stuff that needs to be sorted. So yeah, I just got a lot to get on with. But before I went to sleep last night, I actually played some in bed, and it's interesting. I wanted to test the mouse, see if it worked on like my bed sheets. So I basically like was under the covers. I propped it up like on my belly basically, and used the kickstand to like make it like good angle. And then I broke off the Joy-Cons and I started playing the Welcome Tour mini game where you have to dodge the spike balls, and it worked surprisingly well. Like, I didn't get my high score, but I got quite close to it. And that was just, like, on the side of my bed sheet. Like, it was very... like, kind of a rough surface to some degree. So that's pretty effective. It feels like this mouse stuff is actually you probably can just use it on a sofa. You know, I'm interested to hear Bally's thoughts on how he's tested it on his sofa setup, but feels like it can work quite well. So that was really good. And then I wanted to see like, okay, so what's a Switch 1 game that had like an uncapped frame rate that I could test to see like, is this better now? And I had a perfect example, which is Mamoru no Bakaru, which obviously I bought from Japan, and it came out in English eventually, but now I have the Japanese version. I never finished it. I got like, I don't know, couple of hours in, but I stopped playing mainly because performance was really, really bad. It was so bad to the point that it was kind of making me sick, and like the frame rate was really awful. So I put that in, but it was the thing is with Bakaru is like there were sections where it was like higher 60 frame rate, and I was like, it's clearly trying to hit 60, but it's not because it can't. And so I put that in. I played a couple of levels, and oh my god, it looks so good. It is so smooth, to the point where I'm like, oh, maybe I go back and finish this game now, because Switch 2 actually allows it to run like a proper video game, which is awesome. That's so nice, and like I wasn't expecting that. So the fact that there are multiple games out there that probably have uncapped frame rates, right, but just like run like dog shit on Switch, now you can actually go back to those and like get a much better experience. So that's great. So I'm really excited now, so I can jump back into that game. Again, I don't think the game's amazing. I don't think it's like, you know, I think I also partially put it down because I was like, oh, this game's fine. It's not doing anything amazing. But it looks really nice now, and like it just runs well, and like it's a good breezy kind of like run through action platformer that is just got, you know, some cool stuff going on. So I think I will go back to it now. I would like to finish that. So good excuse. Screen is looking nice, of course, as well, in handheld mode playing that thing. So yeah, all around some good stuff yesterday. Gonna hopefully play a bit more Mario Kart after work today, but then obviously I'm going to be working this evening because of Summer Game Fest stuff. So yeah, me and Bally had a Mario Kart session last night that was basically me dunking on Mario Kart and Bally slowly coming to the realization that he might also dunk on Mario Kart, and then both of us like using game chat, which by the way, game chat, the unsung hero of this. I thought it worked really well. Now, does the audio quality sound great? No. Can I understand and hear Bally even though he was sitting like ages away from his Switch? Yes, like pretty clearly, and there wasn't really an issue. And even when he like went quieter, I could hear him pretty clearly as well. So game chat pretty great, and like we were messing around with it, and Bally was like, oh, he opened Celeste, and he was like, oh, I can't figure out like what this thing is in Celeste. And I literally went to my version of Celeste, I opened it, went to my menu, and we could compare like menu screens like directly using the sharing stuff. Like, I don't know, man, I like it. I think it's quite cool. I think it's quite good, and it's like a fun thing. So game chat, surprisingly a neat feature that I think is great, and yeah, I would like to do more of it. It would be good to get some of the community to play some Mario Kart this weekend, so I'm going to put out a call out and see if we can get some lobbies together. But yeah, lots of issues with Mario Kart in terms of playing it together with friends online. A bit of a shit show, so hopefully we'll figure some of that stuff out. But yeah, I'll check back in when I've played a bit more. Maybe I'll play some Deltarune today as well. That'd be good. Yeah, see you in a bit.
Bally here again. It is Friday morning. It's Friday June the 6th at 9:31. Thought I'd check in with some more thoughts on Switch 2. So obviously played a bunch yesterday, last night, once the boys had gone to bed. Popped online with MBZ, did a bit of online gaming. Thought I'd talk through a couple of updates. So yeah, when I left you last, I hadn't turn the thing on, so it was a process of you turn it on, make the account, and it's all fairly straightforward, and you can transfer your entire Switch 1 to the Switch 2. That whole process I think was pretty damn streamlined, especially considering Nintendo, and you kind of feel like with handhelds you want all that stuff to be, you know, quite seamless, like all this data goes onto there, and yeah, it seemed to do it very fast. I think it obviously tried to download all the games I had downloaded, so I had to manually just select a few that I didn't need downloaded. I can download them from the cloud later. Save files seem to have all transitioned nicely. It's all very smooth. Yeah, when you boot the thing up, the UI is just, it is the Switch 1, but just operates faster. Definitely feels incredibly iterative. I think this was obviously the prediction. And yeah, I don't know how to feel about it. It's a bit it is anticlimactic, which isn't great, but it works, and that's probably the most important thing. Is it works? The eShop looks identical. I went into the eShop, downloaded Mario Kart World with my code. What else did I do? Downloaded the GameCube. I've not booted that up yet. So yeah, it's impressive. It looks nice. It's very seamless. I think there's room for more themes, more theming in the future. I doubt they'll go down that path, but who knows? At this stage, it's incredibly plain, incredibly blank, and that's fine. What else did I do? I booted up Mario Kart World. Let's talk a little bit about Mario Kart World. Just did a few Grand Prix by myself, and yeah, I think I'm one of those people who, coming off Mario Kart 8 with 200 cc's, the game feels slow, and I think that's two factors. One, 150cc is slower, but also a lot of the tracks are quite wide, and as a result, I think it just makes the cars feel a little bit slower. I think it's still a little bit shocking just how few game modes there are. I know you've got the new, what's the knockout one called? Is it called World Tour or something? I can't remember. But you know, I think that that knockout mode is really cool. I've done it like offline once and the online a couple of times. I can talk about that in a second. But yeah, it feels, first of all, it's incredibly nice to finally have a Nintendo game in 4K. It really hit me with my 68-inch OLED or whatever. I've got TV next door. Like, it really hit me like, wow, we've needed this. Like, this is definitely Nintendo catching up on the whole tech front, and this is a big relief that Nintendo finally here. 60 frames per second looks very nice, and I think that like the original loading time to boot up Mario Kart World is a bit, I don't know, it feels just like a Switch. It doesn't feel any faster, and I know that was kind of a big selling point with the Series X and PS5 when they came out, and I'd say that selling point has vanished rapidly in the last 4 or 5 years. Like, I don't think anyone mentions loading times anymore with those systems. It was like a bit of a launch thing. There's that thing again where a game comes out at launch, and was that game made for the system, or is it just a port of a previous gen system? Like, look at Metroid Prime 4, for example. I'm sure that game will have smaller loading times because it's not actually really a Switch 2 game, it's a Switch 1 game. But I don't know, we'll see. But Mario Kart, yeah, visually very impressive. I think some of the concerns MZ and I had before about the Grand Prix structure still stands. I think that first Grand Prix I did, you kind of do 3 loops of the one course and then you move to the next course. The distance between that course and the next course did feel quite barren. That was a concern. That was a concern with all the early reveals of Mario Kart that I had. But I think the thing that makes it a little less bad is that I think that the second you move on from the first Grand Prix, I do think the areas between tracks improve drastically. Like, I think they do get quite a bit more interesting, and I'm not saying interesting in terms, I think a lot of them are still very wide straight roads, and that's not ideal racing conditions, I'll definitely say that, but I don't think it's quite as dry as that first Grand Prix, first race to second race within that Grand Prix. So yeah, it's still a lot to get my head around. I don't think I love it. I've not really done much free roam mode. MBZ said he did a bit. But yeah, so I played, Caroline had gone to bed, boys had gone to bed. I played a couple of Grand Prix. Then MBZ messages me like, you gotta sign up for a Nintendo, what's it called, Nintendo chat, voice chat or whatever. I can't remember the name of the thing. What is it even called? Nintendo Game Chat. God, why can't I remember the name Game Chat? So yeah, MBZ's like, you gotta sign up for Game Chat. I'm like, okay, right, let's finish this GP, go into Game Chat, and you need a phone number to get that set up. And I get that, like, it's Nintendo's dated way of having security. I think that that's probably a sensible thing to do. I'm trying to think of this with my dad hat on, like, right, in 5 to 10 years, when Bally Junior and Bally Chew are begging me for their own phones. Okay, so I'm already at the realization that they're probably going to have their own phones at a very young age, but I don't think those phones will be mobile connected. They won't have like contacts and phone calls, and it'll just be like a device that is theirs that connects to the internet. I don't think they will have a phone number until they are older. That's my theory at the moment. I have no idea if that'll play out. And they might have like we've already got an iPad. They might share that iPad. They might have a couple of iPads, but essentially, I would treat their phone as like an iPad. It's not a phone. It's just a smaller iPad. That's kind of Caroline and I's approach. So in this context, needing a phone number to do game chat, I think would limit them. Now, who are they going to game chat with? I have no idea. They've not got a ton of pals with Nintendo Switch 2s right now. This is something that we have to think about in the future. I admit that if they are in a world where they have a bunch of pals who have Switch 2s and all their pals have phone numbers and they want access to voice game chat, that's definitely something I need to get my head around, if that's a clear and safe and obvious thing for them to be doing, if that's their main way of gaming. Now, ultimately, what is this world like? Do the kids talk to each other while they play Fortnite? Yes. What platform do they use for that? I have no idea. I doubt it is Discord. That's for dinosaurs like me and MBZ. Like, I think they'll be on loads of other platforms. So trying to predict what Bally Jr. is going to be on to communicate with pals, whether he's playing a game like Fortnite or Mario Kart World, I don't know. And the likelihood is it won't be Nintendo game chat. So maybe that's not a bridge we have to cross just yet. Anyway, just interesting to think about. So you jump in, you sign up, you can tick which friends you want the ability to call you. I think it auto-ticked all my friends. It's auto-ticked my first 60 friends, I believe. So if you want to talk to me and one of those friends and you're not in the top 60, let me know. We can chat, I guess. But so MBZ was automatically ticked. He then calls me, and it just kind of worked. Like, it just kind of, I don't know how to say it, but it was kind of just like seamless. It was surprisingly seamless for Nintendo. My Switch 2 is behind my television about 3 meters away from me. So regardless of the distance, there's a bloody great 68-inch blocking the microphone. MBZ said he could hear me fine. I could hear him fine. I didn't even wear headphones. He was coming out of the TV audio, and he didn't complain about hearing himself. I did get a complaint from Caroline from upstairs trying to sleep because I was so excited and shouting at the screen. That's on me. Sorry about that, Caroline. But yeah, it was very seamless. I was crazy impressed. And then, like the demos show, you can have each other's screen running at a very low frame rate, and you can make that very small, medium small, or you can even blow up their screen to the full size, which is nice. So I had like MZ's screen very small and mine very small, and then I'm looking at my screen gaming. So you are reducing the size of your gaming screen a bit, but it's fine and it works. And it was cool just to see like what MBZ was on, what menu he was on. I could see what menu he could see, what menu I was on. And it just kind of worked. So then we're like, right, let's hop into some Mario Kart World online. I think this is where our experience went downhill. I'm interested to see what MZ says about this. But, okay, so the main World Tour mode or Knockout Tour mode, I can't remember what it's called. Knockout Tour? I can't remember. Anyway, the main mode of this game that they have been, marketing the most, saying this is the main mode of the game. It's a Battle Royale, open world Mario Kart. It's great fun. Great. That's the mode I want to play the most online. I want to play that mode online with MBZ. Okay, game, how do I do it? How do I do it, game? So it didn't give us like a clear method of how to do this. So MBZ tried creating his own room. Now, this is good for like when we're going to get online with some TNL community and we can create a room. We all jump into the room, and then I'm sure the controls for what we do in that room work well. That was the same with Mario Kart 8. Likewise with Mario Kart 8, the main way of like racing with a friend but with other human racers was basically one friend would have to just jump into a race and then the other person could join them. It seems like that is still the best method for Mario Kart World, which slightly blows my mind because they've not evolved the system at all. Now, okay, Also, caveat, this was day one of Mario Kart World, so things may change. Things might even change today. I've not played today. I don't know if they've changed even today. But the problem is, MBZ jumped into Knockout Tour, whatever it's called, and I try and join it, it blocks me. I try and join it, blocks me. It says cannot join. It doesn't. Nintendo don't give me the reason why I can't join it. They don't say, oh, there's a queue, here's the queue, and you've got this place in the queue, and you will join MBZ in 2 races time, or 3 races time, or we need to wait for this many players to fall out before you can join him in Knockout Tour. So that was a bit of a shame. It's not helped by the fact that each Knockout Tour race is really long. Like, it's essentially 6 races point to point put together. So I reckon it takes 6 to 8, maybe even 10 minutes minimum. Like, it's quite a long race. So yeah, we weren't able at all to play online together in this mode. Like, we just, no matter, whoever was doing it was racing against computers, was racing against humans, and the other person was unable to join. If we did our own room and we did Knockout Tour, we did this once, we were playing against each other in Knockout Tour. Thumbs up, great, thanks for that, Nintendo, great. However, all the other races are computers, and you really notice in a game like Mario Kart driving against computers versus humans, and it's so much better, so much more competitive, so much faster with humans. It's just it's a different experience. So big thumbs down from me on this whole online functionality so far. After we gave up on Knockout Tour, we essentially did standard races. Now, I say standard races. In this game, races are very strange. So you essentially, it's a point-to-point race, and then once you get to the point, you do 1 lap. And that's not to say there's 3 laps, because you think the first lap was a point-to-point, the second lap was a point-to-point, and the third lap is a lap of the course that you get to. That's not the case for lots of these races. But we'll explain more of this on the podcast, but it's not as simple as what meets the eye. So we did this mode. I think MBZ jumped in, and then I was able to join him miraculously. I think even that took a lot of jiggery pokery and logging in, logging out, and doing whatever. Eventually it worked, but like this stuff is tedious and really bad. And MBZ and I were saying, I doubt it'll be picked up that much, because a lot of streamers or podcasts I listen to, they'll just join, and I guess we'll do the same, like they'll just join their community in these rooms, and I think the room functionality is probably a lot stronger than what I'm describing right now. But yeah, it just left a bit of a sour note after quite a fun few hours with my Switch 2. It was just, why can't I do the main mode that this game is going for with my friend online? And why is this game not telling me how to do that? Like, I think my experience with Switch 2 is they are so good at the onboarding of, this is how you transfer this is how you do this is how you do this. I'm hand-holding you through this. There's so much hand-holding until the point at which you want to play Mario Kart Online, and then there's so little description. There's not even a settings menu in Mario Kart. Like, I think we're just used to this as gamers generally, is you go to any game main menu and you see a settings option. There's none of that with Mario Kart. It's all settings within settings and other fiddly bits that are very hard to access. And I just think that game, structurally, Mario Kart is still a dinosaur game. Like, it's designed from, I don't know, the N64 era. Like, honestly, the actual structure of those menus has barely changed since Mario Kart 64, and that's like 30 years ago. Like, it's actually ridiculous. Anyway, we're going to rant about this game. We've got a lot more thoughts on Mario Kart, but that's just my first few impressions. I'm going to play more today. I might download Welcome Tour. I'm going to play some more Mario Kart. Might try the GameCube games, and I'll check in at another point. So yeah, until the next little segment, I'll see you around.
Okay, it's Friday evening, just waiting for Summer Game Fest. It starts in 25 minutes, but been chilling playing Mario Kart handheld and just kind of free roam mode, running around. You know what? It's a good time. I think it's good second screen experience of, like, I'm waiting for Summer Game Fest. I'm kind of hanging out. Watching kind of fun. I'm not watching Kind of Funny, but I've got them on like a stream in the background. And so just like chat happening while they're playing Mario Kart, they're playing Wind Waker or whatever. And I'm just going around, not really with an objective in mind, just kind of exploring the space and finding the P blocks. And I don't know, like, I don't really feel like I'm getting anything from it. It is making me feel like if this did have the structure that I craved, if it had the Forza Horizon framework of like, here's stuff on a map. Like it's a weird thing I'm asking for, right? Because in most open world games, you're like, well, let's go the Breath of the Wild direction. Let's get rid of the map garbage. Let's just let you explore freely. But for a game like Mario Kart, like for a racing game, I need something there, because the exploration is not really the same as a regular open world game because you're stuck to a car the whole time, and so it's different. It's got a different feeling to it. So it does sadden me that this could have been so much better than it is, but it's fine. It's okay. And look, I'm enjoying myself. I am enjoying riding around, just hitting some P blocks and doing some challenging missions, and I guess I get stickers for doing that or some bullshit. So that's nice to some degree, but also yeah, it just makes me hope like what could have been and was squandered, I think, a little bit. So yeah, I just like, as I was playing it, I'm like, man, if they had the structure, this would be like one of my favorite games this year, I think. And without it, it just kind of falls apart. So yeah, it's a real shame, but I'm still having a good time. I'm still run around. The music is great. Like every area you go to is like different Mario universe music, and it's just really fantastic. Also, it looks phenomenal on the Switch screen. The Switch 2 screen is like very bright and nice, but I'm just looking at it and I'm like, wow, it's a really high quality looking video game. Just the fact you can have this handheld, and there's something about it that's almost more impressive than the Steam Deck. I think part of it is Nintendo's polish, Nintendo's like approach to design and aesthetics, in that it just looks better than most things I play on my Steam Deck, just because of the art design of Mario Kart and how they put it together. It's beautiful. It looks so good. So really popping out nicely, and yeah, I do like how it's looking. So anyway, I've got like 20 minutes left, and then we have to sit here and wait until our trailer plays. But excited to see what people think. And I'll catch you probably tomorrow with some more thoughts. Hopefully tomorrow we'll play online with the community, which will be good fun. So yeah, we'll see what happens. All right, Sunday morning. I didn't play too much yesterday. I was mainly watching reactions to stuff that we did. Also had a wholesome direct announcement as well. So little busy, but I did play some online with some people from Discord yesterday, which was good. I feel like Knockout Tour is probably a bad option if you don't have a lot of people, because okay, well, I don't know. Knockout Tour is weird, right? Because I also so Barrett Courtney from Kind of Funny was streaming, and I jumped into a lobby that he had open for his viewers, and there was a Knockout Tour, and I started playing Knockout Tour, and I got knocked out before the 20th number, right? And then you just sit there for like 8 minutes, like it's because it goes on for so long. Knockout Tower is really long, and Barrett also got knocked out immediately, so he's just sitting there watching his viewers play, and I'm like, okay, yeah, Knockout Tour is cool, but also if you're doing it in a lobby with people or with friends or whatever, and you get knocked out quickly, then you're doing nothing for like 8 minutes, which, yeah, I don't know. Maybe there should be a shorter Knockout Tour. It feels like the number of races is quite high, or number of checkpoints is quite high for it, which I get because you're whittling people down. But I guess for Knockout Tour, it makes more sense to play it with randoms online, because then if you get knocked out, you can just go into a new lobby and start a new race immediately. So you're never sitting there waiting for no reason. Anyway, we did a Knockout Tour with Discord people, and we all got through to the end, which was good. But if someone had been knocked out, then that's it, so it's it can be a little funky, I guess. Yeah, so yeah, it was quite good hopping into like basically a streamer's chat and being like, okay, let's see how this works, and it's quite good because you can get quite a lot of people in there at once, and basically the full lobby was filled up. And yeah, just doing races with people, with real people, you really get the sense of how fucking chaotic that game is. Like, I managed to come first or second maybe in one of those races, And when that happens, like you're usually, if you're ahead of the pack, then you're usually fine. And then if you get blue shelled once or something happens and you get into the shit, you're completely fucked. There's like literally no way to get back unless you get lucky with items, basically. And it does feel like there's a lot more. I mean, Mario Kart's always been about bullshit luck, right? But it feels like there's a bit more of that at play here than previous Mario Karts. Yeah, the melee, the kind of like the big group of everybody in the middle is just a fucking disaster mess. So yeah, I'm probably going to play some more Welcome Tour and Delta. I need to start Deltarune today. Would like to start digging into that. Weird thing with Deltarune. So I accidentally bought the Switch One version, and then I was like, what? Because I looked online. Basically, I was on the eShop, and I was in the Switch 2 eShop, and it says Deltarune 100% off, free. And I'm like, what? Why? Why is that? I was like, I'm very confused by it. I realized, and someone else said this on a podcast, that you could accidentally buy the Switch 1 version of Deltarune instead of the Switch 2 version of Deltarune. But they've done a whole cross-buy thing so that if you buy one, you own the other, which is good. And to be honest, like, Deltarune could run on a fucking potato. So, like, yes, does it matter that I have the Switch 2 version or the Switch 1 version? No. But for my own sanity, I deleted the Switch 1 version and I downloaded the Switch 2 version. And the Switch 2 version is now what I've started. So, haven't actually started. I basically loaded it up, got to the first save point, and then turned it off just to make sure it was all set up properly. Because it did. So basically, I played Deltarune Chapter 1 on my laptop back in 2018 when I was in Edinburgh, because I'd come back to Scotland for some reason. And so I was playing it there on holiday. And then Deltarune Chapter 2 came out in 2021, and I was like, right, I'm going to play this on Switch probably, because that's probably where I'd want to play it. So I restarted it on Switch. I played Chapter 1 again, and then I played Chapter 2 in 2021 when it came out. So I did have a save file on my Switch. So what happened was, load up Deltarune, the Switch 1 version, and it says, do you want to transfer your save data from Chapters 1 and 2 to Chapter 3? I was like, great, do that. And then when this whole Switch 2 thing happened, I was like, oh, for God's sake, is that going to mess up my save? But no, it's all good. If you open Deltarune Switch 2 edition, and then you already have Deltarune Switch 1 edition, it will say, do you want to transfer the save from the Switch 1 edition to the Switch 2 edition? So yes, it all worked. So now I have the Switch 2 edition of Deltarune with my 7-hour save file from Chapters 1 and 2, and I now have started Chapter 3. So, anyway, I'm going to play Deltarune is the end solution of that, which I hope is good, and it seems like people are enjoying it, so that's great. And yeah, I'll do some more Welcome Tour today as well. I was enjoying that a lot, but I think one of the things with it is that you do have to, basically, when you're playing it, I can't remember if I talked about this on this or not, but basically, if you have your headphones plugged into the Pro Controller, and then you have to do a mini game that involves the Joy-Cons, it cuts the audio out, which is really fucking stupid. So anyway, I do have my microphone, so I actually plugged my microphone into my Switch dock so I could listen to the game, because I play on my monitor, I play on my 1440p monitor, which doesn't have speakers, so I can listen to the game while playing it with the Joy-Cons detached, basically. And doing the mouse stuff. Bally messaged me about some mouse mini game he was going crazy about, so I might try and check that out today as well. But yeah, actually, I'm spending a lot of time, as usually happens with the SGF weekend, just watching stuff, because there's lots of stuff to catch up. So there was some showcases yesterday, but then Giant Bomb obviously are back. They're doing their couch segments. So usually every morning on SGF or E3 weekends, I basically just watch 3 hours of Giant Bomb. So that's kind of what I'm doing now. I might just play some Mario Kart while I do that, because, you know. But yeah, it's a good time. I think, yeah, playing more Mario Kart, like, I'm kind of at peace with the fact that it's not kind of what I wanted it to be at this point, and it's still fun to play. Like, I think it's fine. It's a totally fine video game. And to be honest, I've never been the biggest Mario Kart fan anyway, so it's not like I'm, you know, like in tatters about it. Like, I didn't expect Mario Kart to be a huge thing for me. And it's not, but also, like, I don't know, something about this free roam is actually quite nice of, like, it's very easy to jump into, and so, like, if I'm just chilling here watching a podcast or I have something in the background, it's good, like, just not mindless, but just like run around, drive around the world, and just have Giant Bomb in the background. So it's pretty chill in that way. So I like that. Have to finish the Grand Prix still. Also, Barrett on his stream last night was like, "Oh yeah, I did all the knockout tour. I guess I didn't realize that. Yeah, you can do knockout tour in single player as well. So I'll probably give that a go. See if I can win any of those. That will be a fun challenge. So yeah, but yeah, I think that's it for this check-in. I'll come back probably later today and let you know how it goes. Bye.
It's Bally back again for another check-in on Nintendo Switch 2. It is Monday morning on the 9th of June. It is 9:28 in the morning. This is my final little check-in. I think MBZ is going to splice it all together. So yeah, I've played some more Switch 2 over the weekend. Had my first full weekend with it. Played a bit more Mario Kart. I can check in on that. And I played a bit of Welcome Tour. I can check in on that as well. Didn't get around to GameCube, intend to do that. Also haven't tried out like Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. Also would quite like to do that because I've heard very good things about those lovely juicy frame rates. Right, Mario Kart World. I don't know how to feel about this game. It's still early doors, but I've played more Grand Prix. I've done more online modes, played a bit more online, and yeah, so I think on the positive side, stuff like the final cups, like unlocking the final cup, and then stuff like Rainbow Road and the build up to Rainbow Road and Rainbow Road itself, I think it's really cool. Like, I think some of these course designs are incredible. Not necessarily always in terms of actual handling, cornering, turning, driving in that sense, but just often the spectacle. And I said this to MBZ when we were playing online before, but there's a lot of kind of landmarks, I'd say, around this world. One example is kind of this almost like Italian palace style thing for Peach Beach, and when you're driving towards Peach Beach from other directions, like across the beach, it just looks stunning. Like some of these almost castles just in the background, on the horizon and stuff like that. So I think that spectacle is something this Mario Kart does really well. I've also been learning just through watching like little YouTube shorts that keep popping up and things, some more techniques. So there's a lot more wall running in combination with rail grinding seems like quite an important means of gaining more mini boosts and just kind of chaining them all together, and it's kind of the equivalent of snaking in this game. There's some tracks in particular with two walls very close to each other. I think of DK Spaceport, for example. Very cool track, by the way. Really love that one. And yeah, you're kind of meant to like bounce from wall to wall, gaining boost and keeping on going. So that's an interesting point. On DK Spaceport, it's important to note that there are actually still, as much as almost all the races have become point-to-point because they're linking two tracks together, if you have individual tracks that you're racing around, like in time trial mode, for example, there are still point-to-point tracks within those. So, for example, I think DK Spaceport is a point-to-point track because you are going up the spaceport, as it were. Like, I think it might be 5 checkpoints, 5 legs. So there are still point-to-point races, even though there are tracks, even though most of the races are point-to-point, although I'm sure what I've just described makes no sense whatsoever. I've also seen a couple of YouTube shorts pointing out that there are ways of racing on the tracks with in basically standard mode. And when I say standard mode, it's like you can race around the track 3 laps, like in a classic Mario Kart game. I've not really been able to find this mode. Supposedly you can like select it when you're like picking courses online or something. I don't know. In my opinion, I guess it's cool this mode exists, but it's clear that Nintendo aren't shouting about this mode and they're hiding this mode, and they definitely want you to, play the standard tracks, which means driving point to point, track to track, this kind of thing. Now, in the long term, will Nintendo do something to allow players to play on the tracks the way that players want to more easily? Maybe I could see something like... I'm surprised there's not like a classic Grand Prix mode. That just seems like a really simple open goal that would, would allow you to race on all these cool tracks and you just do the laps and that's that. And I think a lot of people would like that. And hey, it would provide another game mode, because this game, like many other Mario Karts, is very light on game modes. So I did like 20 minutes of free roam last night as well, and I don't know. That's a really, it's very vacuous. Is vacuous the right word? It's just very sparse and empty, and I think the game world is really beautiful and interesting and involved, but they've not put enough stuff to do in there. Like, sure, there's the P switches, and you get, what do you get for that? I can't remember. You get like a tick box or anything. I'd like it could have been so, it feels like an open goal missed. Like, you've done the hard part of designing this continuous, incredible open world, and in my opinion, that's the hard bit. I'm not a video game developer. I'm putting words in their mouth. That's not always fair, but surely creating missions on top of the open world is the easy part once you've made the really involved open world. And just, there could have been an open world mission mode that could have just been so much more in depth. Now, hands up, maybe this is all coming down the line, but in my opinion, it should really be here at launch. But you could have had missions in this open world and provide a really clear list. And at the moment, there's like one vague list when you zoom all the way out and you're selecting which area to drive around. And then even when you're in the world, all you have is a mini map. There's not actually a map of the whole world. So it's kind of baffling that they've not thought this through. It just feels like such an opportunity missed, where they've done the hard work on creating this incredible world, and then the only new mode is basically free roam and then knockout tour, or whatever it's called. Like, I think that it just feels like that could have been an easy win for like a single player mission mode. And likewise, why on earth is there not like a local co-op exploration of the free roam area? Like, that'd be a really fun thing to do with Bally Jr. that I'm sure he'd like to do, is just drive around freely and not worry about races. So just feels like really obscure Nintendo decisions in what is otherwise a pretty impressive game. I need to keep coming back to myself, and this is something I think all reviewers try to do, and it's like, you gotta judge the game for what it is and not what it's not. But God, that's hard with Mario Kart, because God, it feels like they miss open goals all the goddamn time with this series, and I think this game is no different. And I think arguably this is the things that keep Mario Kart from getting into the 90s on like OpenCritic and things. Like, I think that, I think it's saying high 80s, I believe, but like, if this game had a strong single player mission mode, it'd be flying, incredible. But yeah, as it is, I'm really enjoying my time with it, but I'm just like thinking, God, they could have done more. As much as I'm impressed with the world and the courses so far, I think they really could have done more, and there's some simple things that I've already listed they should have done. So that is a shame. Welcome tour, right. Weird one. So yeah, nice that this thing is £8, as much as it probably should have been free, as MZ and I have discussed before, and as much as I said I would have paid £30 for this or 40 quid, I don't care. I probably still would have paid for that because I'm stupid, but £8 seems like a really fair deal. I've played maybe 2.5, 3 hours. I think I'm broadly halfway through, judging by the number of icons. Yeah, there's some cool stuff in here. There's a lot of fluff as well. Like, it's very talky, and a lot of like the quizzes, I find I've started skipping the quizzes. They're just very talky, and I don't know why it's just an interesting mindset that Nintendo are like, but we have to teach people what interesting things about the system. It's like, okay, right, I guess I've signed up to this, so that's on me in their defense, but it's just a strange mindset. Like, we are the teachers, and the fans, the owners of Nintendo Switch 2, they need to know how the rumble works, how this works, how the touchscreen works, and it's like, yeah, okay. At a certain level, I don't care. At a certain level, it's vaguely interesting. And then I think some of the highlights are some of the demos in this game, and especially the mini games. Like, so I don't want to spoil too many of these, because I think that this, not knowing what they are and just coming into them blindly, is really cool. I'll talk about a couple that are more widely known. So the whole Mario Brothers 1 that you can play in 4K, and they depict the game on your 4K screen using the original level of pixels. So you're looking at this tiny little thing, and as you play through the whole of Mario Bros. World 1-1, you realize that there are fewer pixels that make up the entirety of a 4K screen than there are pixels on that entire level horizontally, which I think is just hilarious. And whoever came up with that at Nintendo is a stroke of genius, because it's just a fun thematic way of demonstrating how far resolutions have come in what we're talking about. Is it Mario Bros. 1? Is it its 40th anniversary or something? So yeah, I think that's hilarious and a really fun mode. And yeah, it's just a silly little demo thing. It's nothing special, but I still think it's quite cool. So yeah, that's cool. Stuff like the maracas, and you can switch the maracas from like having one solid bouncy ball in them to lots of little balls. I think that's quite an exciting, impressive demonstration of HD2 Rumble. There's other demonstrations of HD2 Rumble that I thought were very impressive, where they get you to turn the volume down on your Switch system because they want to prove that they can create noises with the HD2 Rumble functionality by itself. I believe the Switch One could do this, it just wasn't quite as pronounced. This thing can... It's wild. You got to play the demo, but so the sound is down, and it basically can play a scale. So it goes da 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 da, and then at the end it goes da ding da ding da ding da, and it's basically playing like Mario getting a coin. And then it can also do the like the 1-up noise as well. And you just think, how is it doing this? What's the reason for it doing this? Because this thing's got speakers. What's the benefit of playing noises out through the HD Rumble? I don't fully understand. But hey, I don't care. It's really cool. And I think that's the attitude you need to go into this. It's not even a game. It's like a weird demonstration. Like, hey, that's a cool thing. And that's fun to know. I think that's just kind of the attitude you need to go in with. Yeah, £8. I think it's got pretty pants reviews, to be honest, and that's fair enough, because I think reviewers will treat it as a game, and it's not really a game. It's a thing with some mini games in it, and demos. Yeah, it's just weird walking around the system itself, like in the world, and you can sprint across the screen, and you like slip. There's like slip animations which are funny, and yeah, it's just a weird, quirky thing that I'm enjoying checking in with for like maybe 20 minutes, half an hour a day, and just doing a couple of mini games, a couple of demos, and hey, that's cool. And I'll beat it probably before we next record, and that's cool. Like, I don't have strong feelings about it. I think that yes, it should have been a free included thing. It actually works. It's got the energy of a free included thing, and you know how famously like Reggie Fils-Aimé had to persuade NCL to, include Wii Sports as a pack-in game in Europe and North America. It's the kind of thing that I think Reggie would be like, you guys need to pack it in. Like, it should be a pack-in game. So the fact that I guess Reggie's not there anymore and they've just decided, yeah, we'll make more money because screw everyone. It's a bit of a shame, but it's a cool thing. I think that though, because there's a lack of like a real meaty single player launch game like a Metroid or a Zelda or Mario, I feel like it's a nice little busy thing to do that is not Mario Kart, because I'll be honest, Mario Kart I'm not really loving for long periods of time at the moment. I think I'll get there, but yeah, it's just I won't keep dissing Mario Kart. I'll save it for the main show with MBZ. We're going to talk much more about Mario Kart, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed my thoughts from the first weekend with the Nintendo Switch 2. I will try and play some GameCube for next time. I'm probably going to try and play a bit of Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, and then obviously more Mario Kart, more Welcome Tour, and yeah, see you on the main show.
Alright, it's Monday. I have today off, actually. I have today and tomorrow off because I was in Rotterdam the previous weekend. Also, I mean, I kind of worked this weekend, so I should probably get some more days off, but I'll figure that out. So, yeah, I played some Deltarune last night. It's great. It's really good. It's weird in that, like I said, I can play Deltarune on literally anything, but it's very nice having it in this form factor. I am just realising this handheld form factor of the Switch 2, like, obviously, it's probably around the same power as Steam Deck and has all that stuff, but the Steam Deck is a clunky device. It's quite heavy and it's not streamlined, I would say, in the same way that Nintendo does things. And so it's great, but it doesn't feel as like the way the Switch 2 is so light and thin and like manageable. It's just very easy to just have it and pick it up and move around. I've turned on the battery thing that sets it to 90% battery, so it doesn't fully charge, which is quite good. And so far, battery has not been a major issue. I mean, I've mainly been playing it in small bursts, so I've not been. I think if there had been like a Zelda style launch title, I would have felt the battery burden much more. But because it's much more, it feels like all the games I've been playing have been jump in, jump out experiences. Like Welcome Tour is. I've just been playing some Welcome Tour. It's really good. I did the mini game where you like listen to the Joy-Cons and they create sounds like the one-up sound and the coin sound, which I think is what Bally was talking about. Very cool stuff. But Welcome Tour is also, it's like going to school. Like you do quizzes and you're like, I will read this and I will do it. And so you can't really play it for that long. So I just kind of do it like half an hour at a time or like 20 minutes at a time, and I'll eventually get through it, right? Mario Kart's the same thing. You kind of pick it up, you do a GP, put it down, whatever. Like I haven't felt myself the pull of like being dragged into something. There's a couple of games from Switch 1 that I do want to check out on Switch 2. So Fantasy Life, everyone's been raving about Fantasy Life. I do have the original on 3DS and I would like to play that, but something about having a deep, big, long thing to play on Switch 2 like Fantasy Life actually sounds quite appealing. So that's on my list. And then there's not a 2D platformer, but it's like a Zelda style game, indie game called Pipistrello that came out recently, and I believe it's from the Dodgeball Academia team. I think it's the same developers as far as I know, which is very cool. So I've got that on my wish list and I'd like to check that out as well. So there's a couple of things there that I would like to play on Switch 2. But I've got Deltarune obviously, and Deltarune's fucking crazy. It's really good. I've only played like maybe an hour so far of it, but it opens super strong, chapter 3 anyway, and is very wild. And you can tell how it took that long for that team to make that thing, because it's there's a lot of interesting stuff going on already, which I very much enjoy. I do feel like the frame rate's a bit weird on it, but anyway, I feel like the system so far has been very, very good. Like it's a really good system. It's a very nice piece of kit. I like it a lot. It's just games, isn't it? That's the thing. I'm just waiting for like big games to really hit me, to come out, to justify having it, which I will eventually, and that'll be great. And I do see myself playing more on this going forward as opposed to Steam Deck now, just because the form factor is nicer, just because it's easier to jump in and out, and obviously having the dock and having the ability to like play it all the time. Like the annoying thing about Steam Deck is it loses battery so easily and so quickly when you're not playing it, when it's like in sleep mode, quote unquote. So every time I get my Steam Deck, I'm like, well, I have to plug the charger in every time. And so it kind of binds me to somewhere, whereas the Switch, I can kind of walk around the place a bit more and be like, oh, I'm just going to sit here and play Switch or whatever, just move around the place a bit more freely, which is nice. So yeah, solid first weekend, I would say. I mean, I would like to have played more by this point in time. But again, even if I wasn't busy this weekend with all the Summer Game Fest stuff, I think I still probably wouldn't have played a huge amount, just because the launch titles don't beg you to play a huge amount, you know? Like it's a very snackable launch lineup, which is good to some degree, but yeah, I need something meaty. And obviously Donkey Kong is coming. We still have like over a month for that. But when that hits, that's when I think I'm really going to start feeling the Switch 2 effect in action and be like, ooh, okay, we've arrived, we're here. So excited for that. But yeah, it's really good it's just nice having the whole snapping the Joy-Cons on and off is satisfying to do. I think it feels good in the hands, and the screen is just very, very nice. It's just, I think initially the touchscreen felt a little resisted. It wasn't as smooth as like the OLED touchscreen when I was like moving my fingers over it. Now it's a lot better, and it feels like it just needs to break itself in a little bit, I guess. Weird thing to say, but that's kind of how it feels. So yeah, I mean, positive thoughts so far. Obviously me and Bally will do a proper pod next week where hopefully I'll have finished Welcome Tour, gotten deeper into Deltarune, and done more Mario Kart. I've rolled credits on Mario Kart, but like rolling credits on Mario Kart doesn't mean anything. So yeah, I'll play some more knockout tours and stuff like that, and do a bit more free roam, I guess. But yeah, we'll see. See how it goes. But I guess that's gonna be it for this little mini pod diary, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, we'll catch you next week with a full episode talking about Switch 2 and all the bits and pieces around it. Till then, thanks for listening. Goodbye.